question. I asked you, aren't there people who disagree with you that we should not treat old people fairly and that we should not steal? Aren't there people that disagree with that in this world?
I'm sure there probably are. But
who says that you are right opposed to them? Just a consensus, majority opinion?
yes, the consensus. You know,
That's a fallacy.
It's not a fallacy at all, because what we're doing is we vote. We have created social structures such as democracies, and so we make a vote to our parliamentary member or our senator or whatever, and they vote on our behalf. You know, we can.
So if Hitler would have taken over the world, and he would have got the consensus, right? If Hitler would have gotten the consensus of the whole world that says that we should eliminate these so-called inferior races, then you're saying that would be good?
No, because if you look at it, most of the rest
you're just contradicting yourself. Then, if you said consensus is what makes a right, or gives you an ought from an is, then you have to concede that point, that if Hitler would have taken over the world and said that we should eliminate the old people and the Jews and the blacks and the inferiors, then he has the consensus that says it's good, therefore it's good.
But have you noticed how we don't do that anymore? Because
it's irrelevant to my point, though.
But this is the whole point. This is how, I mean, it's a social evolution in effect. We've had disasters of humanity such as that, and said no, we're not going to do that anymore. And you know, if you remember, we had Kosovo, and they tried doing it again, and we slammed them down. You know, people have gone to jail for this. You know, we have changed as societies. You know, around the world, there are some societies that have still got to catch up, and other societies that are moving on. You know, so
sure. That doesn't negate my point in the slightest.
Yeah, but
that doesn't negate the point. The fact that basically all you're saying is that morality boils down to consensus, majority opinion. So if the majority got the consensus that it's okay to treat elderly people unfairly, and the consensus is that we should all go around stealing and pillaging from one another, then that would be considered the moral good for that society, because they have consensus. So you have no objective. It's all subjective there. So sure, I agree with you that we shouldn't do those things, but according to your worldview, you have no objective reason why we shouldn't.
Okay, this is a debate between Arcane and Cliffjumper. So go and watch the debate. First of all, well done to Cliffjumper. At least he's trying to encourage fair debate, and it was a fair debate because he's allowing Arcane to talk, and so respect to him for that. So there are some atheists here in the call for debate, and Cliffjumper is saying, okay, I'm going to do it, and he's opened an opportunity there for Arcane to come in and debate. But Cliffjumper, I'm sorry to say, you're out of your league, you're out of your depth, mate. It was painful to watch, painful to hear, and you're very naive in your arguments that you're making. You're not aware of these kind of arguments and the rebuttals and all the rest of it. Well, that's all I've got to say, is you're out of your depth, and I would either do some more reading and research before you start speaking. I mean, you obviously didn't understand the is-ought issue and the philosophical implications of that and what Arcane was saying. You didn't really grasp the argument there, and basically you're out of your depth, mate. Yeah, I think you need to do a lot more reading, a lot more thinking before you tackle someone like Arcane. Alright, but at least you were having a go, and at least you give a fair discussion, so fair play to you. Alright, take care now, and God bless.